We get to do something that few people can or would want to do, but when we do our job well, families are so appreciative of what we've done for them.
Funerals are so important because it gives us a chance to come together, to say farewell to the person who's died, to come together, to support each other and remember the good times that we've had together over all those years.
It can be tough at times, but overall, it's such an honour to do what we do. William Barrett and Sons is a fourth generation funeral home that serves the families of the southwest of WA.
We've been very fortunate over the years to be able to build on the foundation of service to the community that was laid by our forebears in the past. William Barrett was born in Bantry, Ireland. When he was in Ireland, he made coffins as a coffin maker, and at 21-year-old he left Ireland to come to Australia, landed in Fremantle and made his way down south. Back in the early days, it was when a death occurred in the community, it was the builder who was called on to build the coffin and then conduct the funeral. The funeral chapel here in Busselton Highway at the moment, which was opened in 2003, was the original property of William Barrett and Sons when they were master builders and undertakers. William and Alan Barrett lived here and raised their 4 boys here, Tom, Frank, Nelson and Wilson. William Barrett is my grandfather, and the eldest son of William was Tom, and Tom is my father. In 1938, William Barrett and Sons did their first funeral here in Busselton, and then in 1962, the 2 eldest boys, Tom and Frank, went to Bunbury because the fact that the 4 boys had purchased the business of William Barrett and Sons, located at 9 Spencer Street in Bunbury. And that became then full-time funeral directing for the first time.
To carry on that legacy from my great-grandfather, grandfather and father, now to me, is a huge honour. We live in the community, we're part of the community, and we know our community's needs really well. Something that's really important that I'd want to get across to everybody is that every funeral should be different. When we have a funeral, we're honouring an individual's life, and it's important that elements of the funeral reflect the life of the person who's died. There's no limit to what can be done for a service, it's just about what's the right service for that person. As funeral directors, we can look after all aspects of the planning and the actual day of the service, but it's important for people to know that we don't have to do all of those things. If people want to come and do any of the things that we would traditionally do as funeral directors themselves, it's definitely fine and it would be encouraged. So whether that means speaking at the service or playing a song or an instrument, or coming in and washing and dressing their loved one or keeping their loved one at home for the lead up to the service, whatever people want to do, they should do those things because those are the sorts of things that help people's grief experience in the long run. Death shouldn't be a taboo topic in the community. It's something that we're all going to experience either individually or through our loved ones. So I think it's really important. The more that we're able to talk about death, dying and bereavement, the more that we can support people in the community that are experiencing those things. We host free grief workshops regularly with qualified counsellors, and we also have a lot of grief resources that are available for people that are experiencing grief themselves or that are wanting to help others go through that grieving experience. As a parent myself, I know how difficult it can be discussing the death of a loved one with children. So with this in mind, we've developed a resource called Treasuring My Special Memories, which is an activity book designed in collaboration with local grief counsellors and early childhood educators to allow parents to talk with their children in that sort of same language through activity book and drawing pictures and sharing memories. So that's a really handy tool for any parents that have a child that's going through that grief experience. There's lots of different ways that kids can be involved, but having them involved feels like they're contributing in some way and can be really helpful for them moving forward.
So pleased that the business now has welcomed the fourth generation, my son Adrian, who is now the CEO of William Barrett and Sons, and we're looking forward to him leading us into the future.
It's a real source of pride to be carrying on our family's legacy of being the South West funeral directors for 4 generations. It's very rare in the funeral industry for funeral homes still to be family owned. Many funeral homes are owned by national or multinational corporations, but to have the Barrett name on our door and being looked after by Barretts, I think, is a real source of pride for me as a part of the family.